used to dream about cars and things, about being a star and things. I thought that I would outgrow this feeling. It seems my dream won't go away. So it's more like...
Hello, welcome, Devil Sniper here, and this is episode number 5 of our career mode with Frankfurt. As you all know, in the last episode, we made an offer for Jimenez. Oh yes, my boy Jimenez. Hopefully, we will get some good news, but we're not going to just stick our eggs in one basket. We're going to have a little punt on Nolan Roux and see how it goes down. Now, you will notice today's episode is slightly shorter than the normal episodes for Frankfurt. That's because I want to tie up the transfer market in this episode. So come Friday, when you see the video come into your inbox, it will be the season onwards, and we can get a good crack on with the season, start putting 2 to 3 games in per episode. Some episodes will be 2, some episodes will be 3, and there might be even the odd 4-game episode, but we'll worry about that as they come along. As you can see, Jimenez could come to our club as long as we can agree terms with him. You know, his club has accepted the money and the player, which is unfortunate. Alexander, you'll be on your way if we get the contract right. Now, Hamburg want more money, which, you know, we offered 1.5 plus Sebastian Rowe, which is what? You know, they want 2.5. So that roughly makes it 6 million euros. That, to me, is a decent deal. Hakan is a good player. Sebastian Rowe isn't technically at Frankfurt, so we're going to move him on, and at the same time, we're going to bring in a very, very good replacement, in my opinion. Hopefully, he'll do some really good things for us, some magical things throughout the season, but we'll have to wait and see. At the end of the day, it could go both ways. You know, I could be making a grave error, but, you know, as a manager of a club, you take those risks. So hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, it's fine. But Nolan Roux, obviously Lille, you know, they're negotiating hard. They're not coming back and telling me how much money they want, which is frustrating. You know, if they came back and say, look, we want 2-3 more million, then I know where I stand. But when they don't, it's so frustrating. So I know they're waggling or wagering for a lot more money than what we probably have. So unfortunately, unless something goes gravely wrong with Jimenez, he probably won't be coming to the club. Now, Martin, as we know, is 29 years old. I don't really foresee him playing a major part in the actual club. So moving him on for Annunaki plus 750,000, to me, is a fantastic deal. I'll be well and truly happy if I can bring in Annunaki for that sort of money. So hopefully, Mulder will be, you know, happy to negotiate with me. As you know, I am past manager. It can cause some issues. You know, we left on good terms. We parted on good terms, and that's the most important thing. And as you can see on that right-hand side, there's some major deals going on there. Absolutely some very interesting deals. Some big money being spent around the world. But as you can see, Jimenez is going to become our first signing, and I'm absolutely ecstatic about the prospect of working with Jimenez. He's 22 years old, he's Mexican, he's a fantastic player, he's got strength, he's got power. Hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, he'll be a success. I expect him to hit the ground absolutely running. I expect massive things from him. So, Hakan, we've got the deal through. Hamburg have accepted the 2.5 million plus Sebastian. Now we just got to get the contract right. As long as we get the contract right, his signing on fee right, it's going to go all gravy, and he will be coming to Frankfurt. The same with Annunaki. Mulder have been ecstatic and very, very good to deal with. You know, they've been such a good club for the year that I was there, and for them to deal with me after I've left is sensational. They've agreed the price. They're getting a decent player, and I know that they're lacking a little bit in the centre defensive midfielder area. So it's not as if I'm doing them a dishonour or a disservice. I'm giving them a player I know adds strength to their team. So we have secured Hakan. And as you can see, my personal stamp is Mohamed Annunaki. So I've got big, big hopes for Annunaki. I really want him to make a major impact this season. An absolutely major impact. If he doesn't, I could end up looking quite silly. So, we've spent quite a lot of money, but we've retained a lot of money through wages, which is fantastic. I'm happy with that. So what I've done is I've adjusted the budget to give us, you know, a decent wage budget, but give us also some more cash in the pocket so we can go out and spend some more euros. Now, as you can see, Ginter, anything from 6.5 to 9.4 million. Well, we don't have anything in that sort of ballpark region, but at the same time, I'm still going to chance my arm. At the end of the day, you know, clubs can come back at you and say they want 100 million for a player. Unless you stick a deal on the table, unless you stick a player plus cash on the table, you're never going to truly know how much they actually want. So hopefully, you know, we might get a truthful answer out of them, and they'll say, look, at the end of the day, we're not interested in the player. Give us 10 million cash and you can have him, which we'll have to decline because we don't have 10 million. Now, Mustafa is 5.7 to 7.3. Again, we don't have anywhere near that sort of cash. You know, he's a good young defender. You can see why they value him so highly. So we're going to do the same again. We're going to put a punt in. We're going to stick a player down, and hopefully they'll come back and say, look, we either want 3 million, and you can have him for 3 million. It'll be sensational. I'll be ecstatic. Or they're going to come back and say, we want some ridiculous amount of money, which we just don't have. So we shall see. And bang, there you go. Ginter, Freiburg want more money than we currently have. So, unfortunately, we're not going to be able to construct a deal there. And Sampdoria come back, and they're a little bit defiant. A little bit like Lille were with Nolan Roux. Very defiant on giving us a price tag, which is really frustrating. You know, teams within our own league are giving us price tags. Teams outside of our league in Europe are just not interested in negotiating. I can understand, you know, we are trying to take their best players away. I'd be just the same. I would be so, you know, against some of my best players. But if you give them at least a price, you never know, you might make good money. So, straight off the bat, we've got our first squad report. And as you can see, Sebastian was looking good. Kevin Trapp was looking good. Baba Anderson was looking good. Carlos Zambrano is looking good. Bastian Ozipka is... Oh, did I get that right? It's Ozipka, isn't it? Ozipka. Bastian Ozipka. Looking sensational. He looks a hell of a left back, I've got to say. Jonas Flum in the centre of the park is looking sensational. I can't pronounce his first name. I can't even say. I think it looks like PIR. I've got to get a bigger screen for when I do editing. But Schwegler, he looks pretty good. I've got to say, Schwegler looks pretty good. Same with Stefan. He looks bloody good on that right side. Plus, he can play up top as well. We've got Inui, who I'm looking so forward to working with. And, of course, Sonny, who I have big hopes for. I really feel he can become a sensational player. I really feel he will be sensational. I hope so. Touch wood, fingers crossed. We've also got Kladek, who's going to be playing a major part. We've got Stefan Schrok, who's going to be playing a major part. Marco Rush, going to be playing a major part. Gianluca. You know, the boys. There we are. Mark Oliver Kempf. He looks pretty damn awesome. He looks awesome. I can see him breaking into the first team. I mean, the games I've seen him playing, reserve-wise, he's been outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. In centre-back and in central defensive midfield as well. So he's a very talented young man. As you would assume with Hakan, very talented. And... excuse me, I'm lost for words when it comes with Jimenez. He's gone up +1, he's come to the club. He looks astounding. He looks an absolutely astounding player. Elanusi as well. I know what the boy can do, so I know that his stats don't mean anything to anyone else. I already know what the lad is all about, and I have great faith in Mohamed Elanusi doing very well. It's going to be interesting because he will come up against is it his brother or his cousin in the league? I think it's his brother. So it'll be fantastic, or is it his cousin? I know there's another Elanusi in the Bundesliga. I can't remember his first name. Begins with T. I've just completely bewildered myself. Anyway, I'm sure you guys will put it in the comment section below. You know who I'm talking about. There's 2 Elanusis in the league. We've got the best one. He's probably going to be playing on the right-hand side, as you can see. We're going to have Inui on the left-hand side. We're going to have Hakan just playing off Jimenez. That is a very strong team. I think we've done some great business. And hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, we can really start to kick on, get really into the league, start pushing up that table, getting some victories, scoring some goals, and delivering the points.
I used to dream about cars and things, about being